Hi there, I'm John from CNCKing.com, and today we'll make custom stainless steel plaques. So what you see here is 304 stainless steel. As you can tell, it has number 4 finish because it has a nice reflection and refraction to it. And it's 11 gauge, which is roughly 1/8 inch or 3 millimeters thick. So it's a nice weight to it. That's why I put them here against my router so they're easier to see. So what CNCKing.com does with stainless steel is that we cut it to size. So in this case here, this is what the customer wanted spec-wise, height and dimensions, and also the fiber etching that we did on it using our fiber laser source. So here you can see a very much sped up process of the fiber etching onto the 304 stainless steel. This is again 11 gauge, which is roughly 1/8 inch or 3 millimeters. I've done etching on thicker stainless steel and I've done etching on thinner stainless steel. And from experience, you definitely want to go with thicker rather than thinner. What you don't see in the video and the photographs is how hot the plate gets during this process. I still have air shooting down on the work from the head of the laser, and I also have air being extracted from the laser during the whole process, but it still gets extremely hot. And what I found is, especially with larger plates like this, if I go anything less than 12 gauge, you can actually end up having some pieces warping on you. Now, warping might not feel or sound like a bad thing when you're doing fiber etching, but it actually is. Because you gotta remember the precision of the laser doing the etching onto the stainless steel is within like 5 nanometers. And if you have a warp, let's say of 0.5 millimeter, well, some things are just not gonna line up anymore. And the worst part about it is that you don't see the warping until it's actually done. Because what happens is the warping is a slow process sort of upwards. It follows the heat. And then when it cools down, it goes back to normal. So you end up looking at the plate and you're like, well, this is dead flat. And all this stuff has to be dead flat for this process to work properly anyways. But you see some inconsistencies and you just can't figure out what happened. And what I found over time is going too thin is the biggest problem you can have when making stainless steel plates. So when it comes to fiber laser etching, there's nothing that really that matches it. I consider the gold standard for this type of work. Now it's wonderful for, let's say you have a food company and you gotta do chemical washdowns. This stuff will not come off. That's a major advantage to it. Other applications are like mine shafts or areas where you have a lot of corrosion. If we were to do this out of aluminum, it would sorely corrode on you, but stainless steel is a lot more resilient. We can also do it at 316 stainless steel, which looks completely identical, just costs a lot more. The etching results are the same. It's just even more resistant to corrosion. So if you're looking for custom stainless steel plaques, what have you, any spec that you come up with, we can do them here for you in the shop at CNCKing.com and ship them right to your door.